You're listening to Artificium Occulte Venatores, a Shadowrun actual play podcast by Relative Dimension. Alright, so when last we played, who wants to recap for us?
We did downtime.
Lots of shopping.
And
That was
meeting
our-
of in-
That was our
What was
recap.
the last day? I thought I wrote it down, but it wasn't on the Google Doc.
Let me see. I took notes. I have to figure out where I took them. I think I had this notebook.
Oh, I did. 6:20.
6:28. 29, yeah, because I finished initiating on the 28th. And that's, yeah.
It actually reminds me a lot of studying in college because I'd have a drink, I'd have a little snack, and I'd just work.
Alright, so you guys did some shopping. A shield foci was acquired. A series of spine bars were acquired.
I just find it funny that some of y'all went all the way out to Amazonia.
Yeah. Why not?
No, that's cool to me. I'm just like, I can't find anything in this local region. Let me jump a couple of time zones. I'll find what I want.
Next city over, next country over. Nah, let's go a few continents over.
Next ocean over.
And I'm dropping my Twitter link. Okay, Twitter does not like my Twitch. You know, I changed my title and my category and all that stuff like an hour ago, I think I did, and then I linked it on Twitter, and it still has from when I was streaming EverQuest before.
It does that. I don't know why. Like, for example, everybody seems to have that problem. Not just you. I mean, all. Like, I watch Geek and Sundry all the time, and they're like, streaming D&D. And I'm like, I'm watching a show about the comic books. Or comic book characters, depending on what the topic is.
Alright.
Right. I should finish getting on Roll20. I swear, one of these days I'm going to forget until you ask me to make roll, and you're just going to be like, oh, right!
It wouldn't be the first time.
That's usually your reaction. I was about to say something, but I was like, ooh, she might think I'm picking on her, so I'll shut up.
And I don't mean it wouldn't be the first time for you, it wouldn't be the first time in general.
Mm-hmm. And it definitely wouldn't be the first time for me, though. I'm gonna be
we
gone.
ended last time mid-combat, so somebody's about to shoot you. Make a roll. Oh, you're not on the table yet. Okay.
Wait, I think that was me.
I think it's been everybody at some point.
Usually, though, it's Scaly.
Hey, I'm good at getting on the table these days.
No. I'm just saying that back in the day, it used to be you. You'd be like, well, I mean, the thing is we get through it, and there were some sessions we never made a single die roll.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
I like those sessions.
Yeah, no, those are some of, like, the best sessions sometimes.
Alright, so it's been a month, a little over a month actually. You guys were told where you might be going beforehand, and you were given time to do some preparations and stuff. So on the last day of June, which would be, where's my date? Thursday the 30th, you guys are called to the meeting room under the Vatican.
Fancy.
We go to our usual meeting room.
Yep.
Inside there are, the table is normally set up. Father Glacius is already sitting at his customary spot. He seems to be kind of going over stuff on a comlink. And this is... my size is weird. Welcome. I trust the time has been well used.
Yeah, we did a few things.
Good. We finally have some more information, and we are ready to get this project underway.
Marigold just kind of raises his eyebrow, waiting for him to continue.
Please, sit. He sends you all files to your comlink.
Marigold is notably not leaning back in the seat, instead leaning forward. How long ago were they? She might be full.
Probably healed, but maybe still in pain.
Yeah, still tender.
The rumors that we told you about of a text are in the ancient site of Thystris, now called Eldgem, which is a few hundred kilometers southeast of Tunis. It was once under Roman control. There are some vestiges of Roman architecture still present there to this day. We believe that this text can be found in a library from the Carthaginian period, probably buried under the town somewhere, so you will have to find a way in. There may still be active entry points used on the surface. At one point in time, there was links to the surface that were used, but they may have been closed up or blocked since then. This area of Africa is a mix of technology and wilds. There are barrens and slums around, but also pockets of modern living. They still have not fully recovered from the war between Libya and Israel, as well as some of the problems since the awakening have happened in that area as well. What we want you to do is to get into the city, find a way into the library where it happens to be, and locate this text. We don't know what kind of things you may find underneath, if there are anybody in charge of security. They may be people watching it. That is unclear at the moment. We have happened to get a few maps of the area. This is the city as it is now in the center. It is surrounded by farmlands. They have protected areas of trees that they grow. We're not sure what other local crops they do. In the center is an old Colosseum-like structure from the Roman times that may be nearby where the entrance is to the underground, if it is still active.
Sounds like an interesting place.
And we have these maps. They are being provided for you. This should not be a what is the term? Heavily armed infiltration job. If we are lucky, we should be able to avoid any signs of armed conflict at all. When you go in there, please try to not take anything that would make you stand out too much.
Okay, so what about the general area? Is it radioactive from any of the war? Or?
There are pockets of radiation. We do recommend a radiation seal, as well as environmental protection on any weapons that you do take. Long arms will probably stand out too much unless you have a way to conceal them. But if you need anything smaller of the pistol or submachine gun category, we can arrange that.
And what other interested party is there in this? Or you became aware of this because of somebody else? Was somebody else making a move on it, or was it just somebody doing some general research and published their work?
He looks at his comlink. The other interested party has not made itself clear at the moment. They are doing either a very good job of concealing their identities, or they are not or they are not well known enough to be identified. Solomon has been working on that, and to this date he has not had any luck.
Well, I'm perfectly fine with not walking in there with heavy ordnance and whatnot, but I am curious, are we going to have a backup squad for just in case we have another weird encounter like we did in the other place?
It can be on standby. I would hope not to use it. This site is not as isolated as the previous one was.
Was there any particular idea about a cover, or were we just going in as ourselves this time?
We can work with you to flesh out any cover you wish to maintain. On this situation, we would not like to be traced back, so a cover would be preferred.
Okay. And what about local contacts, anything like that we can be in touch with for not necessarily ordnance or anything, but like supplies, if for whatever reason. I'm actually thinking more along the lines of one of us accidentally wanders into a rat zone and gets a heavier dose than we intend.
We have personnel on the ground in Tunis, but they are not in El Dajim.
Okay, just checking. As I said, it's just one of those things where I don't want to not have something like that in case. Sorry, if I knew I was going to be dealing with radiation, I would have studied spells about radiation.
We can put you in a local fixer in Tunis that goes by the name of Scorpion. They will be able to provide any local wear that you may need of the like, clothing, supplies, desert survival.
Now, are we going to just be taking the text outright, or is this going to be a swap, like y'all guys have made a duplicate dummy texts?
We haven't made a duplicate because we do not know what it looks like. If you can infiltrate the area and locate it, and then think you have time to have a duplicate made, that might not be a bad idea.
So what about the city, the original city that resides in, or the tales of that city? Is there anything particular we need to know about? Like, for example, the city we went to had a saint in it. What about this one?
It was originally known as Thystris. It was founded by the Romans on the site of an ancient, smaller Berber Punic village. From what we know, and he goes on his comlink, settlers from veterans of Julius Caesar's armies likely settled there in 45 BC. In 244, it was declared Colonia by Emperor Jordian III. There is not much history. There is not much mysterious historical significance that we have been able to find. He sends you a file. There were several wars and contestations. It's not the right word. It was contested for some time, and then it just disappeared as the climate worsened in the area, and recently has been, in the 19th century, French colonists named the small village they found there El Dajim. Since then, it has thrived in some small areas, like we've said. Other areas remain very worn out and very similar to slums and barrens of other areas.
Any corporate interests in the area?
There is some solder crook presence in the region, but we don't think they take any particular note of this area. If they are in the village, in the city, try not to come into open conflict with them. If any conflict does need to happen, make sure it remains in the shadows, so to speak.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Depending on the condition of this book and its ability to withstand the elements of the air, we will provide you with a case that can be sealed against the environment. But again, we are not sure of the size, so we have to overly estimate and plan for something large. We will make sure you have that before you leave.
Well, I've never heard of hermetically sealed backpack, but that may not be a bad idea.
Well, this will have to be larger than a backpack.
Duffel bag?
Probably in the line of a duffel bag, or perhaps what might look like a painter's portfolio case, perhaps. If it is a large book, it shouldn't be any larger than, I would guess, 2 feet on a side. Getting any type of case larger than that would stand out it would be much too obvious, I think. So if it does happen to be larger than that, use your best judgment. Also, Desert Wars takes place in this region, so there may be some population that are either there for the Desert Wars contests or contestants. So that may or may not complicate things as well, or it may provide a good cover.
Wait, Desert Wars? Do we know what this is? 'Cause I don't know what this is.
Desert Wars. You want me to explain it?
What?
Go ahead.
So, the region of the Middle East is kind of, well, red zones and a whole bunch of hotspots due to the collapse of the governments and a couple of dragons laying waste to some territories and whatnot. So, it was decided not to waste the land. The megacorps started what was known as the Desert Wars, which was basically a competition. They'd hire mercenaries or send out their own private little military forces and test out their latest gizmos and gadgets against each other in mock battles. It's sort of like, I'm trying to think, there's a couple of sniper shows that are reality TV shows, a couple of survivor shows, stuff like that. So there are teams and squads, and everybody has their favorite. It's just like Urban Brawl, only in a more militarized, military-style combat.
Fun.
So if you have a favorite corporation, you cheer for your corporation. I don't think it's open to anybody, though. I think it's only the megacorps. So you aren't going to see like the Seattle Screamers coming tearing through on their motorcycles from an Urban Brawl gang. Though some of them may double dip and, is a scout for Seder Krupp and Desert Wars and is the scout for the Urban Brawl for the Seattle Screamers under Seder Krupp.
Okay.
It's a bad example, but it's the best I can come up with. Like soccer players, I'm from Argentina. I play for the UK. Okay.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. Okay, that's an interesting thing, and this thing is pretty popular, I would assume?
Well, it's been going on for 20-odd years. I mean, I don't know if it's popular, but the megacorps, as I said, they use it for a test bed for a lot of their latest tech and whatnot. Supposedly, the Ares Excalibur made its debut with the last Desert Wars a few years ago, and that's when the Excalibur kind of shown what it was.
Okay. No. All right, well, we'll review that, see if we can't use that as some sort of cover. Okay.
We can just be showing up to be fans of the freaking games.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see what we can do after this meeting.
So, all right. So, broad strokes of the plan: we get to the area, we scout out the area, we find where this text is. We have a good idea where the text is currently, but we need to get eyes on it so we can figure out the best way to approach it, grab it, and get out with either A, nobody noticing, or better, B, nobody noticing and nobody suspecting it's gone in the first place.
All right. Well, is there anything else we need to know, or is that it, so we can go get prepared?
That is all we have for you. Anything else you may need to know, you can learn on the ground. If you do wish to have your armor or clothing modified, we can arrange for that.
I don't know if my armor has any room to be modified.
Secondina can handle that. If you need to have any modifications stripped temporarily, she can also handle that.
Okay. We'll get with her on that. All right, guys.
Bit of an out-of-character question real quick, Joe. Would Chem Protection 3 be fine, or do we need, actual... Select the... please.
Radiation protection?
Oh, there is a radiation protection, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yep, radiation shielding. Okay. Yeah, I've got no capacity.
It depends on the nature of it. I mean, if it's just radiation in the air, Chem Seal probably won't help. If it is...
I don't have Chem Seal anymore.
Like radioactive materials that you are encountering, Chem Seal might help. To a point.
I mean, I don't have anything that's chem sealed. I have chemical protection on my sleeping tiger. I'll just get a radiation shielding cloak.
Yeah, that's usually the classic.
Yeah, it's probably the easiest thing. I think they're cheap enough that they can supply those.
Oh yeah. I think a rating 6 fashionable cloak is rating 6 is 900 new yen, and then plus the whatever modification you're putting in.
You said just a cloak?
For the fashionable cloak. The regular cloak is just rating times 100. And then you add 300 for fashionable cloak.
I see.
She's Marigold.
Yeah, you don't get a social limit penalty for having the fashionable cloak.
Yeah. Minus one social limit modifier when you're wearing a cloak. Fashionable, you don't have that penalty. Marigold doesn't do social things. Well...
Yeah, but if we go in under the cover of Desert Wars fans and whatnot, having like camo fashionable cloaks with the logo of whatever team that we're a fan of, you know, that could justify being fashionable.
Fair.
That could. Go in like Raiders fans.
I'll be perfectly honest. Whenever I think about these cloaks, I always think of that dang poncho Luke Skywalker always wore in Episode 4, New Hope.
That could work.
Yeah, we'll check out some vids first to make sure that we're not like going to stick out like sore thumbs and get an idea of what the is.
Well, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure
sort of
like
crazy,
and I can pull off being fans of rough and tumble warlike entities. You, ironically enough, being the social butterfly that you are, could probably actually pick up on the lingo faster.
Yeah,
Ascalon.
Yeah. I'm going to study that too, trying to get a feel for exactly what these people talk and how they talk and what they talk about and all the history. And I'm going to pick we're going to have to pick a team that we know like everything about, so that anytime someone asks, well, all we do is start droning on about this and they'll just leave us alone after that.
No, you can do that.
Yeah, I was going to say that you know everything about.
The rest of you, I can imagine the rest of you just like roll your eyes at this point and just like walk away and like, she'll go on forever about this. You
as I said, you start off, we save them from the conversation.
I
see. Don't pay attention to.
You're breaking up.
I got the hint. Okay, so we'll do that. So yeah, I will. That will be easy enough.
You could probably get a no soft for that if you want.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see if I can't get a no softs or something very specific like this. If anything, just have it specially made just for all of the teams and the ins and outs and their history and stuff like that.
I'm sure there is a Desert Wars no soft out there.
There probably is.
If not
most definitely.
Billions.
So Joe, what's the... I always forget. We get a discount getting gear through the church, right?
Yes, 20%.
20%. Okay. I need to write it down somewhere in my own notes so that I can remember that.
There's
and I'll probably still ask.
a link on the Roll20 table now that will show you a average street in the area.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, you said 20%?
Yes, 20%.
Fashionable with radiation shielding 6 is 2100. Percent. This. Ooh, that's a shitty ass. Okay, let's see.
There's like a lot of moped, growler, I guess, usage, small cars, and even camels are ridden around through town for some people.
Ugh.
What is the cloak under in Hero Labs? Because I can't find it under armor and clothing.
It's under armor and clothing.
Yes, but if you don't have hard targets.
It's in hard target.
Yeah, I don't have that.
But it starts at what, 900, and then you.
If you do the fashionable is 100 times rating plus 300 million, and then the price of whatever modification you're putting on, which radiation shielding is 1200. If you get radiation shielding, so it's 20. Well, okay, we'll pay 16. I literally just did the math. We'll pay 1680 for a rating 6 cloak with. Rating 6 fashionable cloak with rating 6 radiation shielding. 1680.
And you get a -2 concealability modifier to anything hidden underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, Scaly, when you figure out which team you want, there's also something out of, I think it's hard targets. It's the, what is it? I call it the fanboy jersey, but it's called something.
The armored jersey.
Is it an armored
I forget
jersey?
exactly what it's called. Yeah,
Yes.
it's.
Oh my gosh, I have to get this. Where does it find it?
It's out of hard targets. I know that. Or no, it's not hard targets. It's the other one. It's the social book.
Cutting Aces.
Cutting Aces.
It's the licensed team jersey. There's also unlicensed team jersey, and they are, I believe they're armor. Oh no, yeah, the licensed team jersey has armor 8. The unlicensed is 6, and they're pretty cheap. +1 social limit for tests involving fans. -1 for tests involving fans of rival teams.
Oh, of course.
I love it. But yeah, there are team jerseys that you can buy.
Wait, I don't know if I have that book because I don't see it in this. Make it up there. Okay, you said it was how much?
Licensed or unlicensed?
Licensed.
Licensed, 750 new.
50, and you said it was armor 8?
Armor 8.
Shabby.
Yeah, we gotta wait till Scaly picks a team so I can put what teams on there.
Oh, I don't know what team. Let me see if I'm. Can I? Is there? Can I
no.
teams?
I think Ag, you will let us retcon whatever team at a later date.
Yeah.
If I spend the 750 for it now, I can just so and so team later. Though I'm basically going to switch out my vest. Ooh, I'm going to lose a point of armor though. Oh well. I'll switch out my vest for the jersey so I can put the concealed pockets on it so I can still have access to my reagents without drawing too much attention to myself, I hope.
The matches leading up to the championships are non-lethal, using different dummy rounds and stuff, but the championship matches are lethal.
Yeah, I just found the Google page on it. Nice.
Doesn't seem like they list many teams, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, as I said, the ruins of what used to be Libya as a result of what was known as the 10-Minute War.
Yep, I found it. I'm reading the same thing.
I might have to go digging through, what is it? Corporate download.
Yeah, that was the one in 2004, where Libya launched chemical weapons at Israel, killing thousands. So Israel nuked Libya 3 times.
Oh.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's ironic. Libya collapsed because of something else. And, well, to be perfectly honest, it might have been better if they had gotten blown to bits. Of course, this was back also during the 90s and whatnot when...
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. It may not have a team, but we'll make up a team. We'll figure it out. I'll think on that. All right, moving on.
Yeah, the team is not that important.
Yeah, you just pick a corporation. We'll find the team name later. It's one of the big 10, man. Or, what is it, 12?
The Misuhama Maulers.
They're called Maulers? I like it.
Or the Wuxing Wompers.
That's hilarious.
Well, I don't know if they actually go with the really silly nicknames for the Desert Wars, since they're supposed to be professional soldiers and whatnot.
Yeah, probably not. But it's still funny.
I agree. I'm actually trying to find the old Shadowrun link, because there used to be a old page with random facts on it. Hold on, I may have found it.
So what kind of preparations would you like to do while you are on premises or anything off-site here?
I'm assuming clothing and stuff we'll just provide when we get to Libya landing. I would assume we just change out to regular clothing or more local clothing.
Probably, yeah. You have a fixer.
So I don't think we're
in Tunis.
Right, yeah, in Tunis, the fixer will provide all that for us, so we don't have to worry about that.
I just need to get my 2 guns environmentally modified.
I actually...
Question. I do have a question. That armor, since I cannot see it, how many slots does it have of it?
It's equal to the armor rating.
Or does it not have it? What? Oh, it's always... Oh, yeah, it's equal to it. Is it? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, fine. Most are equal to the armor. Not all of them, but most are.
Yeah, and that one's one that is.
Okay, cool. I will use the bike racing armor as my suitable replacement, since it's roughly the same. So, and I will see what I want on it.
Yeah, there's a few that aren't. Kind of bugs me. Actually, there's I think quite a few that aren't. Scrolling Hero Lab.
Yeah. It just depends on what books you have.
Well, I've got all the books. It just Some of these are they seem like arbitrary decisions.
They're fun things, you know? You just never know when you might need them, like this, you know?
Oh no, I meant the armor and capacity.
Oh, yeah.
They seem so arbitrary.
Alright. Now I don't know what kind of stuff to put on it. Is there something that'll keep me cool in the desert?
There is a environmental modification, I think. What is it called?
Or
Environmental
we talked about.
Oh, never mind. Environmental adaptations only available on body armor.
Yeah, but we also talked about this. There isn't really that much heat out there.
Yeah,
okay. It's not so bad.
It actually doesn't differ too much. It's not like desert.
Right. We're not going to be walking through the desert per se, so it shouldn't be that bad. Gotcha. Okay. So let's see what I want to put on this thing. I can put a hidden holster. Really? 2? Okay. 4. Oh, geez. Okay. If I put the electrochromatic modification on it, can I change the team anytime I feel like it?
Well, I don't see why not.
I think so.
Awesome. I'm absolutely doing that. That way I can adjust who we're talking to based on who the team is, and maybe that might help us out a little bit. You never know, right?
Well, the funny thing about, Shadowrun environment in general is also you carry a light pistol, don't you?
Yes. she doesn't have anything heavy.
Yeah, if you're going to threaten somebody...
No, it's not to threaten anyone.
No, what I'm saying is if your light pistol is threatening to somebody, we got bigger problems going on than what we are aware of.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that. You can move on. I'll give this. How long probably would it take to get the armor? I know it's sort of specially made.
A day or two.
Okay.
So if I'm reading this right, from Market Panic, Ares Arms is the controlling arm of Desert Wars for Ares. Though I don't know if that's the name of their team. I can't find a name for the team.
It's okay. Now I put the thing on there. It doesn't matter which team it is, and I'm going to have I'll get the chip to basically be for all Desert War teams. So, look, I'll know the history of every team.
I
am the everyman fan.
Just be careful, man, because if that goes sideways on us, it could get really bad. Really
No.
quick.
See, the good news is I will create a different face for every single fan, for every single team. Perfect. I got this.
You can. We can't.
Look, yeah, okay, that's not the point. But look, if you're gonna wear like colors or fans or whatever, then we'll pick that as the primary, and I'll just use me if we need to talk to somebody who isn't a fan of that team. See, it'll be fine. Wait,
We might need to get a bigger gun.
Wait, I can get a Trid projector, and I can put like clips of my favorite scenes. Can I do that?
He is
Yes.
going for here, Ag.
I'm
I'm all
it.
for it, mind you.
Look, if she's gonna be the ultimate fan, she's gonna be the ultimate fan.
Hey, as I said, I'm all for it. The more they're paying attention to you is the less they're paying attention to me.
Okay, so let's see. We're leaving the Remington at the 950 at home. Suppressor 9. So I modify. Oh wait, what slot does that take?
What slot for what?
The environmental modification. A weapon.
I think that just takes a generic slot.
Ah, neat.
Actually, I don't even know if it takes a slot at all.
It might not.
Because all you're doing, because basically the description on it is, it's like, if you're going into a arid, sandy environment, they replace the oil with a heavier duty, a more grit-resistant oil. And if you're going into a very cold environment, they go with a more thermal, heated, or something that keeps the warmth of the gun, so that the oil doesn't freeze to your slide or anything like that.
Level 2 modification almost seems like a drawback. Have all your range levels cut in half when you're in normal atmospheric conditions. Or underwater, but that's to be expected. I only need rating. Modifying my gun. I don't think I need to modify my whip for that. That doesn't really care about what the conditions are. Alright, I think I'm set. She got her armor, she got her cloak, and modified her gun.
Now, the Red Samurai are generally the special forces and whatnot, but since Renraku is a big fan of the Japanese tradition and all that, a lot of their elite units and even their Desert War forces feature samurai as most of the officers.
And for sake of getting it on the audio, so people listening after the fact, Ella's having a cover made for the shield that they picked up last time. The Crusades era shield.
I really wanted her to keep that, just so when she comes charging out with that, everybody freaks the hell out. Nobody expects the Inquisition, especially 200 years after, or, I'm sorry, what is it, 600 years after they've expired?
No, this is the Crusades.
Yes, even further back.
Well, Knights Templar. Yeah, I can only find like 3 references in Market Panic. 4 if we include the reiteration of the one I was talking about with the Excalibur having its snafu out during Desert Wars.
And having a cover made for a shield is not that expensive either, so it's minuscule.
Though, ironically, so Renraku is popular because they have samurai featured in their groups. Ares Arms is popular, or Ares is popular just because they've been around forever and they're known for their firearms. And then you have Seder Krupp, who actually probably has the most experience in doing combat in rad zones due to their close proximity to the Sox.
Camilla will contact you later that day. She has a plane aerial transportation arranged when you are ready. So there's no set date at the moment. It's pretty open-ended since Tunis is right across the Mediterranean.
I'm thinking a Land Rover 2071 for our vehicle of choice for the territory, since, it's a off-road, on-road vehicle. Kind of flashy, but not really flashy.
Sounds fun.
I mean, for our rental vehicle and whatnot. Some type of SUV, basically. Hey, do you think we can rent the Hummer from from Lightning?
No.
Not
going to happen. And it's pretty far from here. That would be.
It's also pretty far in the past.
Yeah, that too.
No, we're true fans, man. We got a Hummer and everything. As I said, just some type of local SUV that we can rent that's not so memorable. That way, when we're actually, if we find an opportunity to do the job, our getaway vehicle isn't going to be the most remembered thing. And when people start asking questions, oh yeah, there was this really knowledgeable chick. She kept hopping in and out of that Hummer that stole from that place at one time.
I mean, with enough effort, it might be possible to find an old throwback Hummer.
Oh no, I'm just, as I said, we need to blend as best as possible, so not having flashy, memorable vehicles is a good thing.
So when do you wish to go? Is there anything else you want to either arrange or do before you go?
I'm going to go ahead and pay for the mods for my 2 weapons. I'll be taking my wonderful Ares Executioner that still fits wonderfully in a briefcase and is easily concealed, and then my machine pistol. Actually, I kind of have an idea for Ascalon and me. I'll take Ares and he takes Renraku or maybe Seder Krupp, and we just keep on arguing back and forth about who had the best player this year, and then we have Scaly just jump in and shut us all down with the best player ever from both teams, even if they didn't play at the same time.
I wouldn't call it that yet. All right. So now I have my new cool jersey jacket thing. Very, very, very cool.
So, yeah, I don't really see any reason to really wait much longer than, just get what we need and then head off.
Okay, so a day for any modifications to armor you already have. Also a day to line up the radiation cloaks. So a day later is as soon as you can go if you want.
Yeah, I need the jersey and then the cloak, and that's it. I think I'm good.
Let's see, the jersey
comes up
availability for the jersey can be found rather quickly.
Okay. And it's just the modifications might take a little longer, right?
About a day. Not
Okay.
that long.
I didn't put anything serious. See, did I put anything even restricted on it? I don't think I did. No. Available is all, 2s and 3s? I think if I say put that, right?
Mine's are 4s, for crying out loud. The jersey's availability for the 2 mods, which is the concealed holster for my pistol, is 4, and the concealed pockets is a 4. So I think I'm still okay.
Hey, I did the concealed holster too. Not like it matters, but I took it. I can conceal my little pistol even better than it already is.
The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logos, artwork, marks, photographs, sounds, audio, video, and or any proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has given permission to Relative Dimension to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Relative Dimension in any official capacity whatsoever. Relative Dimension is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial 4.0 International License. You can share us, but please give us credit.
The intro is church music from Sirenscape.
The outro is Double Cross, off the Shadowrun Return soundtrack, used with permission from Harebrained Schemes. And thank you to Sirenscape for the additional music and sound effects. You can find more information at sirenscape.com. If you would like to get in touch with the Relative Dimension, you can visit our website at relativedimension.com. You can contact us, email, at podcast@relativedimension.com. You can visit our Facebook at facebook.com/relativedimensionpodcast. You can check us out on Twitter at RelativeDpod. You can check out our Patreon if you wish to support us at patreon.com/relativedimension.